You were never the loudest person in the room. You were never the most popular. But something always felt different, like you were watching life from slightly outside of it. That is not a flaw. That is your brain operating on a frequency most people never reach. High IQ does not look like what movies told you. It is not the kid with perfect grades, not the person with all the answers. It looks like someone who questions everything, sleeps badly, laughs at things nobody else finds funny, and feels deeply alone in a crowded room. Stay until point 5. That one will change how you see yourself completely. Point 1. You cannot turn your brain off. Everyone else watched the movie. You dissected it. Why did the director cut there? That dialogue felt lazy. The lighting in that scene was saying something the characters never said out loud. Your brain does not know how to consume. It only knows how to analyze. Research from Cambridge University found that high IQ individuals show significantly higher activity in analytical processing regions, even during rest, even during things that are supposed to be relaxing. In other words, your brain does not have an off switch, even when you desperately want one. But here is what nobody tells you about this. It means you find solutions that everyone else walked right past. While they were watching, you were understanding. Point 2. Most conversations physically drain you. Small talk does not just bore you, it drains you. Someone talks about the weather for 4 minutes, and you feel your energy leaving your body in real time. This is called cognitive understimulation. Your brain requires a certain level of complexity to stay engaged. When the input falls below that threshold, your brain does not rest. It becomes restless, it starts looking for something worth processing and finds nothing. Therefore, you leave social events more tired than when you arrived. Not because people exhaust you, because your brain was working overtime trying to find depth that was never there. But find one person talking about something real. Consciousness, systems, why things are the way they are, and you could talk until 4 in the morning and still not want to stop. Point 3. Your humor has layers nobody else catches. Your jokes require assembly. They have layers, references, timing built on irony inside irony inside irony. Most people smile politely. One person in the room loses their mind laughing. You and that person make eye contact. You just found each other. A 2011 study published in the journal Intelligence found a direct correlation between abstract thinking ability and appreciation for complex humor. The funnier something is to you, the more cognitive connections your brain just fired simultaneously. Your sense of humor is not weird, it is running on better hardware. Point 4. You doubt yourself more than anyone around you. You have achieved things that impress people around you, and you probably felt like a complete fraud every single time. This has a name. It is the flip side of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Here is the brutal irony that science confirmed. People with low cognitive ability consistently overestimate their competence. They walk into rooms full of confidence. They speak without hesitation. They never question whether they belong. People with high cognitive ability consistently underestimate it. The more you actually understand, the more clearly you see everything you still do not know. Therefore, the smartest person in the room is almost never the one who seems most certain. They are the one quietly wondering if they got it right, quietly checking their work one more time, quietly convinced that everyone else has figured out something they are still missing. They have not. You are just paying closer attention than they are. Point 5. You were called a problem as a child. Teachers called you distracted, unfocused, difficult. Your parents were told you needed to try harder, pay more attention, stop daydreaming, stop asking so many questions. They were wrong about you. A landmark study from Johns Hopkins University followed gifted children for 45 years. The children who were labeled problems, who questioned teachers, finished work early, challenged the material, and seemed impossible to manage, became the engineers, the surgeons, the researchers, and the founders that the well-behaved children grew up to work for. Your school was not built for your brain. That is the school's failure, not yours. You were not a problem. You were just too much for a system designed for average. The real truth about high intelligence. Here is what this entire video has been building toward. High intelligence does not make life easier. It makes life deeper. Deeper joy, deeper curiosity, deeper loneliness, deeper love, deeper everything. You will never be satisfied with shallow. You will always need more meaning, more truth, more real connection than the average life quietly accepts. Most people go their entire lives never questioning the surface of anything. You cannot stop going deeper. You never could. Even as a child, you were already asking questions that made adults uncomfortable. That is not your curse. That is your calling. Which point described you most accurately? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if someone in your life needs to hear this today, send it to them right now. One share changes everything for someone who needed this. This is your channel. Hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.